You are exhausted, drained, held hostage by a psychological war you created in your own head every time you open a dating app or see an interesting woman on the street. The secret to attracting women effortlessly? Prepare yourself, because I'm about to destroy everything you believe about attraction and rebuild your mind from the ground up. And by the end of this manifesto, you'll have to make a decision that will determine whether you remain an emotional beggar or become the man women are looking for. Listen closely, because I'm only going to say this once. You have been programmed to fail. Every romantic movie you've watched, every well-meaning friend's advice, every article on how to get women you've read at 3 in the morning in the desperation of loneliness, all of it has created a mental prison where you are both the jailer and the prisoner. The forbidden truth nobody wants you to know is simple and brutal. The more you strive to win them over, the more pathetic you appear, the more energy you waste, and the more high-quality women flee from you as if you had a contagious plague. Excessive effort is the scent of desperation, and women can smell it from miles away. Do you think you need a secret technique, a magic trick, a pickup line that will make her fall at your feet? Stop deluding yourself. The real secret isn't a secret at all. It's a complete inversion of your faulty mental programming. You are not a hunter chasing prey. That primitive, outdated mindset makes you a failed predator running after shadows. You are a gardener. And your garden is your life, your value, your masculine essence. When your garden is flourishing, abundant, vibrant, the flowers come naturally. They are attracted by the beauty, the abundance, the life that pulses there. And you, as a wise gardener, choose which flowers deserve to be in your garden, not the other way around. I'm going to name the patterns that are destroying your chances before you even open your mouth. Cultivating the soil is the first and most fundamental. While you spend 3 hours a day scrolling through Tinder profiles like a digital zombie, you could be at the gym, building a body that commands respect, or immersed in a book that expands your mind, or developing that skill you've always wanted to master. John, 32, a programmer, discovered this the hard way. He spent hours crafting perfect messages, paying for expensive dinners for women he barely knew, always available, always anxious, always waiting for validation that never came. Conversations died. Matches disappeared. Women friend-zoned him at lightning speed. Then he stopped. He simply stopped chasing and started cultivating. He focused on the game project that had been shelved, went back to the gym with military discipline, joined a running group. And something magical happened. At tech events, in the running group, women started noticing his passion, his energy, his purpose. They came to talk to him. They suggested outings. They pursued what he once begged for. The seeds of authenticity are the second pattern you urgently need to master. You lie. You lie all the time. You pretend to like things you detest, agree with opinions you despise, hide your true interests because you're afraid of being judged. You wear a social mask so heavy you've forgotten who you are underneath it. And do you know the result? Even when you manage to attract someone, you're attracting them to the mask, not to you. It's an empty victory, a plastic trophy. Talk about your nerdy hobby with pride. Defend your controversial opinions with conviction. Show your emotional scars without apology. Authenticity is magnetic because it's rare. In a world of copies, the original always stands out. Pruning your boundaries comes next. And this is where most modern men psychologically castrate themselves. You accept crumbs and thank them as if they were a feast. She cancels at the last minute for the 3rd time, and you say it's okay. She treats you like a last-minute option, and you're happy to be an option. She disrespects your time, your energy, your values, and you smile like a grateful clown. Peter, 38, a startup entrepreneur, lived this. He thought money and status would compensate for a lack of boundaries. He paid for everything, accepted everything, tolerated everything. He attracted emotional vampires, professional gold diggers, women who saw him as an ATM with legs. When he finally learned to say no, when he established that his climbing time was sacred, that his meditation mornings were non-negotiable, that certain attitudes were unacceptable, everything changed. He met a woman at the climbing club who respected his boundaries because he respected them first. She fell in love with the man, not the wallet. You are operating from scarcity. Irrigating abundance is the antidote to the poison of emotional dependency that is corroding your attractiveness. When you put a woman on a pedestal, when you act as if she's the last woman on earth, when you panic because she took 2 hours to reply, you are signaling that you have no options, that you have no value, that she is doing you a favor by talking to you. Abundance isn't having 10 women in your phone. It's knowing, deep in your soul, that you are the prize, that there are thousands of women compatible with you, that a rejection is just a natural filter saving you time. When she doesn't reply, you don't freak out, you go work out. When she cancels, you don't beg for another chance. You use the free night to do something you love. Exposure to the sun is where you stop being a social vampire hidden behind a screen. You won't meet the woman of your life in your room, alone, browsing fake profiles and filtered photos. Go out, expose yourself, but don't go out to hunt. Go out to live. Join a book club, a dance class, a hiking group, a cooking class, do volunteer work. Environments where real people do real things and connections happen naturally. Luke, 23, a shy college student, spent years invisible because he believed he needed to be the funny guy, the born seducer. He joined a volunteer group and a public speaking course, not to pick up women, but to develop himself. The transformation was visceral. A classmate from the course was enchanted by his intelligence, his ability to articulate ideas, his passion for causes greater than himself. And finally, selective harvesting, the pattern that separates men from boys. You are so desperate for female validation that you accept anyone who shows the slightest interest. You don't qualify, don't filter, don't evaluate if she deserves your time, your energy, your commitment. You act as if being with any woman is better than being alone. This is a beggar's mentality. Men of value choose. They ask deep questions. They investigate values, principles, life goals. They evaluate if she adds to or subtracts from their life, if their goals are compatible, if the energy is reciprocal, if the respect is mutual. Now I'm going to expose the 5 mistakes you make every week that are sabotaging your chances before you even start. First, early overinvestment. You've known a woman for 2 days, and you're already planning the weekend, buying gifts, canceling commitments to be available. You invest 100 when she's invested 10. The imbalance is grotesque and repulsive. Second, the pathological search for validation. You change your opinion to please, pretend to like what she likes, abandon your principles for a smile. You become a social chameleon without your own identity. Third, the total absence of boundaries. You become a human doormat, accept disrespect, tolerate abuse, thank for crumbs of attention. Fourth, terminal scarcity mindset. You act as if she's the last woman on the planet, as if you'll never get another chance, as if your life depends on her approval. Fifth, childish emotional reactivity. She runs a test, a provocation, shows disinterest, and you explode, beg, argue, try to convince. You lose frame, lose control, lose the game. I'm going to give you an action protocol you can start today, now, this very moment, if you have the courage. First step, invest 1 hour a day in yourself. Gym, book, online course, meditation, anything that develops you. It's non-negotiable. It's sacred. Your development comes before any woman. Second step, define 3 non-negotiable boundaries. Behaviors you won't tolerate, situations you won't accept, disrespects you won't forgive. Write them down, memorize them, practice them. Third step, commit to 2 social activities per week. Not to hunt for women, but to live, expand, experience. Fourth step, practice radical detachment. In every interaction, focus on the moment, the experience, the connection, not the outcome. Let the future take care of itself. Fifth step, actively qualify. Ask questions that matter. Investigate values. Find out if she deserves your time before offering it. You are at an existential crossroads. On one side, the familiar path of desperate effort, begged validation, wasted energy chasing shadows. On the other, the path of the gardener, the man who cultivates his own value, who attracts naturally, who chooses consciously. The decision is yours and yours alone. But know one thing, Every day you postpone this transformation is one more day living as an emotional beggar in a world that rewards kings. I'm going to be brutally honest about what happens if you ignore all of this. You will continue in the infinite loop of despair. You will spend more money on empty dates. You will waste more nights crafting perfect messages that will never be answered. You will watch other men, men who understood the real game, go out with the women you desire, while you stay home questioning what's wrong with you. The cost is not just financial or temporal, it's existential. It's your self-esteem being eroded day after day. It's your vital energy being sucked into a black hole of rejection and frustration. It's you reaching 40, 50, bitter, resentful, blaming women, society, feminism, anything but the only person responsible, yourself. But there is another way. The path where you stop chasing and start attracting, where you stop begging and start choosing, where you stop striving to be noticed and become impossible to ignore. Imagine waking up knowing you are enough, more than enough, you are abundant. Imagine interacting with women without that suffocating desperation, that pathological need for approval. Imagine having real options, high-quality women interested in you, not in what you can offer. Imagine relationships based on genuine desire, mutual respect, real compatibility. The transformation is not instantaneous. I'm not selling a magic pill or a weekend fix. I'm offering a complete overhaul of your masculine identity. It will hurt. Growth always hurts. You will have to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself. You will have to abandon behaviors that, however destructive, are familiar and comfortable. You will have to rebuild your self-esteem from scratch, brick by brick, sweat by sweat, choice by choice. Some of you are thinking this is too much work, that it should be easier, that there should be a shortcut. This mindset is exactly what keeps you trapped. Life doesn't owe you ease. Women don't owe you attention. The universe doesn't owe you a relationship. You get what you build. You attract what you are. You reap what you sow. If your garden is empty, arid, abandoned, don't blame the flowers for not appearing. Cultivate, plant, water, prune, care, and then, only then, will you have the right to choose which flowers deserve to be in your garden. Others are thinking this is reverse manipulation, that I'm teaching you to feign disinterest to get interest. You've misunderstood everything. It's not about pretending, it's about being. It's not about seeming to have value, it's about having value. It's not about simulating abundance. It's about creating real abundance in your life. When you have a full life, clear purpose, constant development, firm boundaries, attraction is not a strategy, it's a natural consequence. The frame you need to internalize is simple but revolutionary. You are the prize. Not in an arrogant or narcissistic way, but as an objective reality based on the value you consciously build every day. Every book you read increases your value. Every workout you complete increases your value. Every skill you develop increases your value. Every boundary you maintain increases your value. Every conscious choice of growth increases your value. Meanwhile, most men are doing the opposite. They are deteriorating physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. They are vegetating in front of screens. They are masturbating to pornography instead of seeking real connections. They are getting drunk instead of facing their demons. They are complaining instead of acting. They are waiting instead of building. And then they wonder why high-quality women aren't interested. Competition is an illusion. Most men have already eliminated themselves from the race. They gave up. They settled. They accepted mediocrity. If you simply decide to grow consistently, you're already in the top 10%. If you maintain that decision for a year, top 5%. If you make it a lifestyle, top 1%. High-quality women are looking for men at the top. Not necessarily in money or appearance, but in character, purpose, authenticity, development. You are afraid of judgment, afraid of being yourself, afraid of expressing your desires, afraid of having standards, afraid of saying no, afraid of losing what you never had. This fear is your prison, and the key has been in your hand all along. Freedom is on the other side of fear. Abundance is on the other side of scarcity. Respect is on the other side of boundaries. Attraction is on the other side of desperation. I'm going to tell you one final truth that will hurt. The woman you want, the one who populates your dreams and fantasies, she exists. But she's not looking for you, not the current you. She's looking for the best version of you, the version that has purpose, the version that has boundaries, the version that respects itself, the version that cultivates its garden with dedication, the version that chooses instead of begs. That version is dormant within you, waiting for you to have the courage to awaken it. The clock is ticking. Every day that passes is one less day for you to become who you were meant to be. Every moment of hesitation is a moment stolen from your better future. Every excuse is another brick in the wall of your prison. The question is not whether you can change. The question is whether you will change. Now, today, this moment. The decision is binary. Either you continue in the cycle of despair, of empty effort, of begged validation, watching life pass by as you grow old, alone, and bitter. Or you start today the silent revolution of becoming a man who doesn't need to strive to attract because his mere existence is already an attraction. A man women seek, pursue, desire. A man who chooses instead of being chosen. Comment below which area of your life you will tackle first, which seed you will plant in your garden today, which boundary you will set this week, which investment in yourself you will make in the next 24 hours, not tomorrow, not Monday, not next year, today, now. Transformation begins with a decision followed by an action. Your decision, your action, your moment is now. Share a victory, no matter how small, a no, you said. A moment you chose yourself instead of validation. An hour you invested in your development. These small victories are the bricks of your new empire. Celebrate them, share them. Inspire other men trapped in the same cycle. Remember, you are not competing with other men. You are competing with the version of yourself that accepts crumbs, that begs for attention, that wastes potential, that slowly dies every day instead of living intensely. That is the only competition that matters. And you can win. You will win. If you decide, if you act, if you persist. The garden waits. The tools are available. The sun is shining. The only thing between you and abundance is the decision to stop being a hunter and become a gardener. To stop chasing and start attracting. To stop begging and start choosing. The revolution is silent. It is internal. It is daily. It is the sum of 1,000 small choices for growth. It is you saying no to mediocrity and yes to excellence. It is you choosing development instead of distraction. It is you prioritizing your value instead of external validation. Women are the byproduct, not the goal. When you focus on them, you lose them. When you focus on yourself, they appear. It's paradoxical, but real. It's counterintuitive, but it works. It's the secret that isn't a secret. Effort directed inward instead of outward. Building instead of chasing. Cultivating instead of hunting. Your garden is waiting. Your transformation is waiting. Your abundance is waiting. The only question left is, will you keep waiting too? Or will you act? The answer defines everything. Choose wisely. Choose now. Choose you.